Hello, hello. Where did I get this lava from? Oh. Hello, and welcome back to Create Astral, where last episode we set up this automatic Certus Quartz dust maker, and which basically gives us infinite Certus Quartz dust, so long as we keep a little bit in here. And this is allowing us to infinitely make shimmer dust too. Having lots of shimmer dust is very handy, as it allows us to make plenty of applied energistics materials here. But what we really need to do is start looking at heading to Mars. There are a couple things we'll need to get in order to set up a spaceship big enough to head to Mars. So I think the only way to do this is to tackle this process one step at a time here. The first thing we're going to need is 2 of these launch pads, and this is a fairly complicated recipe. We'll need lots of this blast resistant concrete and these sturdy sheets, which you've seen being made a few episodes ago. We just need some powdered obsidian and lava, which we have an infinite amount of. And this blast resistant concrete is just made with cement, which looks like steel dust, lime dust, concrete powder, and water. I think we could pull this off pretty easily. Let's see what limestone is made with. This might be the only thing that slows down that production. And steel dust we can also get pretty easily since we have plenty of iron and coal. I think the best way to go about this here is to start off by crafting up some of these sturdy sheets or automating them, and we'll need to automate obsidian for that. Making obsidian is not that complicated. We just need to take some lava from our lava farm here. Let's just drop down not one of those, a hose pulley, maybe on the right side. There we go. Then we just need to pump that out of there, make sure this is facing the right way. Then I believe that if we have that lava spit out next to some water... wait. Okay, we're good. Right, so if we have lava spit out next to water, that should produce obsidian for us. Let me see if I can't get some power to this mechanical pump here first. And then with this pump powered, let's see if it will spit out lava. Oh, I need to drop this down a few, maybe the other way. There we go. Now it should start pulling lava out. Maybe one more. And then if we... So that did not produce obsidian, so we'll have to change this up a bit. Thinking that maybe if we use a stair block here instead, so that we can waterlog this, so we don't have flowing lava. Maybe that will do the trick. Let's turn this back on. There we go. That seemed to work. Now all we need to do is drill this obsidian and then have it come out to one of these crude storage units, or my andesite funnel. Then we'll need to take all of the obsidian that comes into the storage unit and get them between 2 crushing wheels somehow. And I think that I'm actually going to use a millstone here instead, just because not only is it more compact, it makes it a lot easier to set up. And that's because the recipe for obsidian dust produces a little bit of obsidian back, and so we need a way to put it back into the storage unit. So we can do that super easily by just having it go straight in from this millstone into the front. And we'll need one at the top too. And then we can also set this one up here to input from the bottom off of this millstone. And then this is where all of our obsidian dust is going to end up. And that should pretty much be everything we need for this. We just need to get some power to this. And then with power to all of this, we should see that this obsidian will eventually get mined. Then it will go into this bottom drawer, which we can lock and have it output to the front. Then it'll go into the millstone and crush it down into obsidian dust. And then that will come up into this top storage unit. This design may not be the best looking, but it is definitely compact. We've already got 4 powdered obsidian here, and there's another one. Now, if you wanted to, you could use crushing wheels instead of this millstone. The only difference between the two is that you're going to get a 75% chance of getting an obsidian back instead of 25 with the millstone. But that's totally personal preference. I think we're going to get plenty of powdered obsidian just like this. Next, we'll need a way to make these sturdy sheets, which I think we can set up right next to this, just so we have access to the lava. And this is a super easy recipe to set up. All we need is a spout here and then 2 mechanical presses. We may end up having to move this though, because I'm not sure if we can... Let me test this out. So I'm not sure if we can have a funnel here under the spout and it will still work. Let's give this a shot and see. Just need to attach some pipes to this and power that belt down there. So let's just test this here to see if we can output powdered obsidian through this and it will still spout onto it. Just need to output to the right and it looks like it still goes. We just need to make sure that these presses are powered too. And then I would like to see if the same applies to the presses because I want to have one of these storage units here instead of having to go to the next side here. I did forget though that has to be processed 5 times in order for it to be finished. So we are going to need one of those weighted ejectors to send them back to the beginning. So we may actually have to move this over to this side anyway just so we have room to send them back. I think this solution may work instead. I just have a belt that loops. And then we have one of these crude storage units and we can set it to automatically import from the bottom. And then that way it will input from this belt right here. Let me just hook all this up to see if this will work. Now I've hooked this all up. Let's attach our funnel on this to see if it works. The main thing I want to make sure is that these items are able to make it back into the loop, which it looks like they are. Now it looks like it's stopped because the belt got full. I'm not sure how to solve that issue though. So I don't think this is going to work. Let's see if we can get another method to get this working though. There is another way to make those sturdy sheets and that's just the one that doesn't require lava. All we need for that is a mechanical press. The only downside to this recipe though is that it's not going to give us the sturdy sheets 100% of the time. Sometimes it's going to give us a random output of gravel. Super easy fix though. We just need an extra crude storage unit to filter out the gravel that comes through. Let's see if we can't get this to work. We just need to set auto output on this. And then once we get one of our sturdy sheets, we can set this crude storage unit to input from the back. And then lock it. Now it should keep going. I'm not sure why it's not. So let's see if this method will work instead. If the press is able to keep up with the speed that powdered obsidian is coming out. So we just want to see if this is able to finish processing before another one of these gets mined. And actually that looks pretty good. I think it won't output more than 1. Yeah, so it won't output if there's already something on here, which is fantastic. And we can already see that we got 5 sturdy sheets coming through. Yeah, this method was a lot easier than doing the lava. Even though we are going to get way more gravel than we would like, but I think that's alright for our purposes. We don't really need that many sturdy sheets. We'll let this run for a bit, and hopefully by then we should have all the sturdy sheets we need to make those launch pads. Next thing we'll need to make though here is steel dust, and this requires iron ingots and coal dust. The only way to make coal dust is in one of these grinders, and that's not too bad. I think we can pull that off now that we have these sturdy sheets. Here we go. And we'll need a way to connect this up to some power. Let's maybe set this up over here. Now, we should just be able to hook this up to our energy accumulator back here. We just need one of these copper connectors. And then one on the back of that. We can hook that up. Then we should see this starts getting some power. Then if we throw some coal in here, we should see it starts grinding it down, and we're going to get coal dust out of this. While we're waiting for these to crush, we need to go grab a blaze burner to mix these together to get steel dust. And now with both of our ingredients, we can throw our coal dust and iron ingots into this basin, heat up this blaze burner, and we should get some steel dust out of this. I did do the math, and the amount of blast resistant concrete we need each takes about 3 steel dust, and in total we would need 48 steel dust in order to make all of the blast resistant concrete we need. Actually double that because we need 2 of these launch pads, so that would be 96 of these steel dust that we need total, and each one takes 4 coal dust, so we might be here a while. While we're waiting on those to be made, let's see if we can't find a way to make some limestone here, because we are going to need limestone dust. After doing some research, I found that there is another way to generate limestone, and that is just using a cobblestone generator, but with honey instead of lava. Let's go see if we can't find some bees then. There's one. Where's your home, little guy? Oh, here we go. Looks like this guy doesn't have any flowers to pollinate, though. They aren't producing any honey. Let's fix that. You guys... Here you go. Take some of these. Oh, yeah, they're going to town now. We should just need to wait here for a bit for some honey to be produced. After a while, we can see that these guys have been hard at work. They've got 5 out of 5 honey in their bee's nest now. Of course, we can't just take all the honey out. We need a campfire to make them peaceful so that they don't attack us after. Is what a normal person would say. Oh, okay, why did I place the torch? I've had the sudden realization that 5 out of 5 honey means 1 bottle. And that's not really what I was hoping for, to be honest. Are we cool? We are not cool. I think we're cool. We're good. It's fine though. We just need to do that, what, 3 more times? That seems fine. Now, would this have been a much easier way to make honey? Absolutely. Am I gonna follow through with this anyway? Absolutely. I changed my mind though. I think that's gonna take way too long. So let's just do it this way instead. With a bucket of water and a bucket of shimmer, we can mix it right together, and that's gonna give us a full bucket of honey. Yeah, way faster than waiting on all those bees. So yeah, we can set this up pretty much the same way we set up Obsidian, where we just have lava pumping straight into a honey block. The only downside is that we can't waterlog honey onto stairs. I'm thinking that maybe if we run lava into flowing honey instead, then that may work. Let's give that a shot. Hey, that seemed to do the trick. And we can just pop a drill back here somewhere. There we go. We just pop that there, and then an andesite funnel below it. We can pop down one of these crude storage units below that. Make sure we have the input on the top. Then if we get some power to this drill, we should be able to start generating some andesite. Or sorry, not andesite, limestone. Now, in order to crush that down into lime dust, we will have to use the crushing wheels for this instead of a millstone. I'm just going to set these up right over here. We just need a way to get all that limestone into this chute up here. And it may not be the prettiest setup in the world, but I've just got a belt running all the way from that bottom limestone generator to up above our crushing wheels. We just need to get some power to all of these things. Oh my goodness, what is happening? Can I go down? I need to get... Oh, okay. We're good. Now that we have all these powered, we just need to attach an andesite funnel on the side of this. Set it to the right output. We need to set this to output to the back here. Then we should see our limestone start going up here and into our crushing wheels. I'm not sure what's going on here, or why our limestone is coming back out through the top. That doesn't seem right. I think maybe our crushing wheels might be backwards. Here we go. That seemed to have done the trick. Now we can see if we set our storage unit down here to input from the top, we should be getting some lime dust out of this. Exactly what we wanted. I think we are good to go here. Although I did forget that this will output a clay ball sometimes, so we just need to have an extra output here for this to input from the left. Then we should be getting those clay balls now. So let's see here. Now we have steel dust, lime dust, and we should be able to get water pretty easily for this. The only thing we're missing is concrete powder. Fortunately, these are super easy to make, and we only need 16 of them, so I'm not going to worry about automating them right now. If you're looking for dye, lapis is probably the easiest source of dye to get, just because it converts right into blue dye. You don't have to do any other processes. Then we can just grab our concrete powder here. I did lie about needing 16 of those though, because I forgot that we need 2 launch pads, so we need 32 instead. Once we get enough steel dust though, we should have everything we need. If you're curious on everything you need to make 2 of the launch pads, it should be about a stack of lime dust, half a stack of concrete powder, and then 32 buckets of water, and a stack and a half of steel dust. So that steel dust is the only thing we're waiting on making here. I'm just letting this grinder run away. And then once we have all of that, we should be good to go. Here we go. We should have the last batch finished up now. Look at that. We got it perfect. Now we can start making our cement. We'll need to attach a faucet and a basin off of this because it's going to come out as a liquid. And then we'll need to put it in this to get all our concrete. We can just throw all of our items in here and then start putting water in. And And then once our cement is done, we can right click this faucet and it will pour it into the basin. And each one takes 20 seconds to make, but we will eventually get our concrete. There we go, there's our first one. Now we should have the last of it coming out now here. Now we can take these and our sturdy sheets and start putting them into our mechanical crafter. I had to set it up in here just because I didn't have room for it anywhere else. But we should be able to put all of this together to get our launch pad. And now we should have both of these in this storage unit here. It's kind of funny how these pop out just because they're so big. Oh, we get a free hat. Now for our launch pad itself, it does recommend that we get some extra blast resistant concrete to put them on. Otherwise, if we ever crash land a rocket, it's going to destroy the blocks around it, and we don't want that. So we want to have blast resistant concrete where our launch pad is. So that's probably something I will take care of in between episodes. But I think that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.